Squad.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
A eating machine. Great white.
Welcome to the Sin Bin with myself, Sir Mike Knight, and Audacity.
What's up, my friend? Long time no see.
It's been a bit. We have not done something like this in a while. Speaking of, why don't we just go right into it? And for those who don't know us, Audacity last season, Cup winner. He'll mention it about 7 or 8 times probably throughout the show. I'm surprised he hasn't mentioned the Vesna he won too. That's kind of surprising to me. I was a waiver player last season that never got called for a waiver because I signed up late. But I was in the other league that this league transitioned to. So yeah, I mean, I've been around multiple leagues, and I'm very much known for being an absolute shit player. Which is why it's weird that I'm a second round pick. But
How many games you play so far?
2.
Okay, second round. Big pick.
Yep. Big pick. For that, we are a segmented show. We like to break this show down into different segments. And the first one we want to bring to you is something we like to call tops and bottoms. Audacity, you want to explain real quick what tops and bottoms is?
Well, when a man meets another man, and one decides that he wants to be on top, and the other one decides that he wants to be on the
I'm
bottom.
just trying to figure out exactly how far I should let you go with this.
Oh, is that not what we're talking about?
No.
Oh, it's just the bit we discussed earlier. I got you. Yeah. So
Yeah.
my fault. My fault. I was there. I thought we were about to, I mean,
Just one direction.
So tops and bottoms, we're going to take the bottom 3 and the top 3. We're going to pick a category, and we're just going to, kind of choose people that we feel that are the top 3 and the bottom 3.
So it's team expectations after week 1. So I will. Let's put a caveat in here. We are recording before the last series is being played. Literally as we're recording. So we do not know what is going on in those 3 games. Between Mighty Dex and 777.
Yeah. So it's the Lucky Dex series.
Yeah. So before I give that, I'm just gonna put that out there. We have not seen that. All right. So my tops, right, are the defending champions, right, and just gonna send it. Gold Standard and Mighty Deeks.
Really? Mighty
Come at me.
Deeks.
I think the Mighty Deeks have a very talented roster, and I think they're absolutely going to turn it around. 100%.
I mean, that's a lot of turning.
It's week 1.
That's like making butter turning.
It's week 1.
Ugh, Jesus. That's. I mean, I guess I could see something like that happening. I mean, they're gonna need a miracle, and somebody's gonna have to trade.
I mean, if you think that's outrageous, wait until you hear my bottoms. But go ahead. Who are your tops?
Tops. I'm going to go with main event. Everybody's been, on their ball sack since the draft. Their team is actually pretty solid. We shut them down in week one or games one, first series. We shut them down. They still have a very talented team, and I think they took all that anger out on the next team and ran up the score on them just to show that they're not as bad as we made them look. And the other one's just going to send it, of course. I mean, I hate to say that I'm going to pick my team, but beat me and I'll shut up. That's what I'll say. Beat me and I'll shut up. You win one, win a game here or there, fine. Take us out, then I'll shut up. But my sleeper pick, Lucky 7. I think the other side of today's competition that you picked the Deeks, I'm picking Lucky 7. They're actually a well-rounded team. They have the late games, of course. I think I saw the first one end, and it was 4-0. And Bishop being the worst chirper, and he's still actually a decent goalie when he wants to be. Last night he really wasn't, but I think they have enough to beat majority of the teams and still be in the top 3.
All right. So for my bottom 3, I've got Plan B. They're not going to be able to sustain what they're on right now.
I got Plan B also.
Money Shot.
I got Money Shot. You went with medium-sized men?
I absolutely went medium-sized men. I am a second-round fucking pick. You kidding?
You picked your own team?
Absolutely.
Jesus Christ, is it like a defensive rebellion over there? You got you guys are just all completely just trying to get out of there.
I'm not trying to get out of there. I like playing with these guys. I like playing with Huge.
I don't
care about being on a losing team. I never have.
They're not really a losing team. I mean, you lost a series against us. You won a series against, was it Rob the first week or first game?
No, it was Bully Sticks.
Bully Sticks. Yeah, so you beat
by the skin of our fucking teeth, bro.
It'll come together. I mean, look at how many goals Hughes has allowed so far this season. It's second only to me. I mean, he's got, I think, 17 goals he's allowed.
Half the game.
What's that?
He's had half the games you've played. He's played half the games you have.
All right,
then. You played all 6, right?
After these messages, we'll be right back. It's like, well, I'm trying to talk good for him, but he's a really good goalie, and I think the team's got really good defense to it, and they have a very good defensive mind. It didn't click into game 3, but the final score was still 2-1. When they get their offense clicking, I think that'll be a team to be scared of. It's still early, and people are still trying to feel each other up.
I think once I knock off the rust, I'll be able to help on the defensive end. Started to do that game too, of the first series, but then I had to go pick up my fucking wife for game 3. So,
okay, there, Tin Man.
So you've got your bottom 3. We already know Plan B. We already know Money Shot.
Bully Sticks. Bully Sticks doesn't look like they can play defense to save their lives. It looks like all they're doing is going after hits. They've blown so many leads in games. They are not playing. They're just playing wild and loose right now. It's just the Wild West. There's no structure to that team. I think they have very talented players. I think they do put up goals and they do score goals. I just think they have nothing that's gonna. There's no like urge to win. It's like they don't have that finishing instinct right now, and I think unless they develop that sometime later in the season, they're not going to go very far.
I think they just need one good defenseman. They're one good defenseman away from being a cup contender, and the reason I say that is because you got Killzone,
yeah,
Nyrouge,
mm-hmm.
And who's the other winger? They're all 3 of them are fucking talented.
Ganibus.
Like Kill is a fucking pain in my ass.
Yeah.
He skated fucking circles around me. It was pissing me the fuck off.
And Nyrouge
loves those corner snipes, man, and he's good at it.
they're all talented. They have a lot of talent on that team, and I think they can score a lot of goals. And you are probably right; they're one defenseman away. But I think it's probably more of a team defense thing than a one defenseman away. I think the forwards are breaking out way too early, and they're leaving their defensemen on islands, allowing turnovers if the defenseman's trying to make a stretch pass, which is then turning into a 2-on-1 or odd man rush. And it's allowing teams to come back into games that they should have had the lead and held on to the lead.
I agree, because I mean their goaltending is outstanding.
Oh, they have one of the best goalies.
Yeah,
He just doesn't look like it statistically right now.
Right, he's an excellent goalie. I think they have the tools to turn it around. It's just one. I think they're, in my opinion, they're one card away from having a full house.
Oh yeah, and I didn't even get a chance to talk bad about Lippy and playing goalie for Rob in Plan B. Lippy was the runner-up Vezina because he got 3 shutouts against the worst team in the league. But now that I jugged that, just had to dig that knife a little bit into him. I'll get a message from him later.
So there was a debate going on in the chat box. Did you see this?
I was part of the debate, actually.
Go ahead.
We were discussing the what's more important, GAA or goals against average or save percentage.
Mm-hmm.
And
what are your thoughts?
I think that goals against average is a more important stat because a lot of the higher level teams and good teams, and if you have a good defense, you face a lower level amount of shots. So I think I've had one game I allowed 2 goals out of 10 shots. Gives me an 80% save percentage, but I only allowed 2 goals. If the other goalie's allowing 4 goals and he's got a 85, 86 save percentage, it's like he faced a lot more shots, but he allowed a lot more goals. I don't know. To me, I think goals against average is a more important stat to goalies to show their successfulness than actual save percentage.
I'm going to go a completely different direction, but I'm not going to say save percentage.
Really?
I'm going to say both. They both fucking matter. And it all depends on what situation we're talking about, right? If I've got a goalie that's played 8 games, has a better save percentage than you, right? And just slightly lower than goals against average, what does that fucking tell you?
He's facing a lot more shots.
He's facing a lot more shots in less games.
True.
I mean, the argument can be made that he's better than you if he played more games.
See, that's the problem where you get into. It's a little bit this way, a little bit that way, because
it's situational. It's all situational.
It's all situational, and it depends, strength of opponent and things like that. I know with a lot of times, like I said, last season I had some of the best defense in front of me. This season I have great defenders in front of me, so a lot of shots come my way. And when they normally do come my way, 9 times out of 10, they're almost ready to go in. I always get a pat on the back when I make a save because it was a save that, there was a miscommunication or something on the defense that I got, and the puck actually got to me. Which sucks because I got to put my phone down, pause my YouTube video, grab the controller, make the save, and then reset it all. Assholes don't understand how personal time works.
I mean, you say that, but if you look at the stats, didn't you face the 3rd most shots in the league?
I had the most games played. No, actually, I didn't face the 3rd most shots. Did I? I thought I faced a lot lower shots than some of the other guys. When you look at guys that played the same amount of games, but then if you look at somebody who's like I'm still typing, he faced like almost 1,000 shots or something like that. Now, granted, I told him the reason he faced so many shots is because once your GA gets so high, everybody's going to just keep shooting at you because they know you're just going to give one up. They just know it. I get to the point now where guys don't take turds on me very often because they know I'm going to save it. They know my team's going to get the puck, and then we're going to drive back down. So they wait for the perfect opportunity. Huge's team last night did the exact same thing. He would get the puck. I mean, B-Ruse was just shooting turrets. I like that. Thank you for saving my save percentage. But a lot of times they just sat there and passed it around and waited for an opportunity to get me out of position or D to go out of position, and then they shot.
We're coming to the point of our last segment of the show, and it will be a segment that will always be on the show. Our other segments will change. They'll move around. Our topics will move around. But this will always stay. This is the Sin Bin. Now, Audacity, for those who did not see us on the Doghouse, what is the Sin Bin?
The Sin Bin is normally when we call somebody who is absolutely wrong, who is terrible, who is an asshole. We just call somebody out for their actions of what they either did in the league or, they're chirping that kind of fell back on them. Something that we find either humorous or the Sin Bin could be anything. But it's just that one moment we highlight somebody that just like, you screwed up. We want to highlight this screw up because we find it funny and we want everybody to know how funny it is.
Audacity. Who's in the Sin Bin?
Oh man, I'm gonna have to put I'm still typing in the Sin Bin. Main reason is
All right.
that he throws his name in the discussion for the best goalies of last year, and his team had 9 wins. 9 wins. They didn't even break double-digit wins. So, I mean, I have to throw him in there. I mean, because that right there to me is the most ridiculous comment. When we're talking about the top elites, I'm talking, Texas last season, Hughes, me. I won't even throw Lippy in it because he had 3 good games, and suddenly he was like, I'm a Vezina winner. And I'm like, no, you're not. But, I mean, those 3 goalies I just mentioned, me, Hughes, Texas, I think we're solid. I see we have some other guys coming up this now, Ball 4. He looks really good and solid. You always have Snow Owen playing up his backup when he can't make it. Also a great center. But I'm still typing. Doesn't even be able to hold a candle to their names.
That was a good first Sin Bin. Very good one.
Oh, thank you. I thought about that along.
Mine's huge. It's freaking huge.
It's huge.
Huge.
Huge. Them small hands.
Why am I putting huge in the Sin Bin? Audacity, why am I putting huge in the Sin Bin? I wonder.
It could have something to do with you being a second-round pick.
Second round pick, dude? Second round. Why? It just doesn't make any sense. There's no reason for me to be a second round pick in any league ever, anywhere. You would expect your second round pick to be able to carry a team, or at least help your first round pick carry a team. I'm not that. And even if you thought I was that, I still only got 2 games this week. Which, by the way, I'm not complaining about the games I played this week. It's fine. Do what you need to do. I deserve only 2 games. Just saying I'm a second round pick. Why am I a second round pick? That means that you're saying in this league there are only 19 players that are better than me. That's fucking horseshit.
I talked to Hughes about your second round pick. I had to ask him because it blew my fucking mind. I know your skill level.
Everybody's mind. Did you hear them talking about it on the live draft?
We did.
Everybody's fucking mind.
I was in the in Costa's lounge. We were all sitting there talking, and when they said your name, we all went, "What? Why?" I mean, there was a moment like everybody was kind of looking at each other. It's like he was so low on the draft board.
I was waiting for like the 7th, 8th round.
I'm not calling you a bad D man.
See when people going.
I'm not calling you a bad D man. I think you're a great D man. Not great, but great. I mean, you show up. That's more than some people in the league. So I mean, but to see you go in the second round, and I think I got taken in the 5th or 6th round. I was one of the last goalies drafted. It blew my mind. I was like going, okay. I'm like, nobody. I won the Vezina last year. I have a shirt. It's like, did I not prove myself well enough? So I mean, it's just one of those things. I got a chip on my shoulder this year. I'm gonna go for it. I see you now have a chip on your shoulder because you got to prove your second round worthy. This the
And
second
only 2
round
games a week.
alternate with your 2 games a week.
I mean,
Oh,
once I knock the rust off, I'm serviceable, but I am not going to carry a fucking defense.
well, if he moves Rufio, I mean, you'll be playing a lot more games.
Oh, Jesus. I like Rufio.
I love Rufio. You Tampa,
Rufio!
and then all the whole time you're playing the game
All
with him. It took me a while to figure out
Yeah.
who was doing that. It was just all you hear.
Yeah, sometimes he'll just come into the party doing it.
He'll do it after everything. You'll just like talk, and he won't say anything. You just hear.
So that's all the time we have for the Sin Bin. Please check out the other podcasts, the Rinkside with Fatal and Haas, and the McNasties with McNasty and Swizz. From myself and Audacity, keep the faith.